Glynn from Sandler Training West 25. He's going to be advising us how Davids, you and I, can handle Goliaths like the big blue chip companies in business.
The Sandler process up until now has been very much a tactical approach as to how can you best get people to do business with you, as we've been explaining before, by finding pain rather than just finding needs. As I say, why people really are motivated to do business, and if we can then match what we're trying to do to that, we're much more likely to get them to buy. So in effect, the whole process is to help them to make a decision to buy or not to buy. We always have a desire to explain why we're great, why we're superb, why our product or service is the best out there. So we try and really push our product or service. We try and sell. Instead of just listen an awful lot, although we're told by a lot of these programs that you've had here, we say, well, it's the 80-20 rule, 80% listening, 20% talking, 20% pitching, but there's this huge temptation to pitch. I guess it's the fact that for smaller businesses, smaller accounts that we want to deal with, being purely tactical is absolutely fine. We don't need any fancy strategy. Just go out there, talk to the right person, get the business done. But it's exactly as you say, when you're talking about larger organizations, we need to have something over and above that. We need to have some sort of strategy. This is, I think, the reason why we at Sandler are so excited about this, what we're calling Sandler Enterprise Selling, because it marries those two things together. Doing bonding and rapport, finding pain, budget and decision, and all that good submarine stuff that we saw before absolutely applies. But it's going to be a whole series of those, because the people that we're going to be talking to, they're going to have slightly different takes on the same issue. What motivates one person towards the right decision will be quite different from somebody else in the same decision cycle. Worth remembering that quite often these large apparent monoliths are not monoliths at all. They're actually small separate business units. And quite often, therefore, we can actually deal with those individual business units and then build our way back into the big business that way. So, no, I'm just saying, we have to have the courage to knock on the door, but we can only do so, talking about that first step, when we know what it is that's actually worth talking to them about. Where do we come in? Well, it's either a business we're already doing business with, an organization we're doing business with, in which case we're starting, well, somewhere on that circle, or it's completely new to us, in which case we probably need to be looking at building some relationships, territory and account planning. On the circle on the outside, there are 13 different tools. They're not stages now, they are actual physical tools, if you like, that we can use.
They're tools that you're using, because it's funny. So the inside is the actual process.
Yep.
And the tools on the outside.
The tools are the how to do it. How do we make sure that we really do exactly what's necessary to make sure we look after ourselves and the client. My name is Glynn from Sandler Training West End 25. What I want to leave with you today is that using a tactical sales approach only works great for winning smaller accounts. We know who we're trying to get to and what we're trying to achieve. But for larger accounts, that's probably not going to be enough. We do need a strategy to keep us on track. It's hard to know sometimes how close or indeed how far we are from winning the business. Strategy can unfortunately become vague or even come down to some sort of tick box exercise mentality, but what we've actually been talking about today is a simple pattern on the one hand, but some real constructive tools that are going to make you money on the other. So a client of mine, if you like, summed it up as if a business appointment is using the Sandler submarine, then what we're now been talking about is how you manage a whole fleet of submarines. And certainly if you want to know a bit more about this particular way of strategizing, and there's going to be something coming up in July with the Surrey Chamber of Commerce.